The telemetry doesn't lie. Ferrari wasn't just fast in Monaco. They were hiding something terrifying. What looked like a simple return to form may actually be the biggest warning shot of the season. Beneath the glamour of Monte Carlo, behind every brake trace and throttle graph, the data reveals a truth that even the top teams weren't prepared for. In the most precise, technical race of the year, Ferrari didn't just survive, they dominated in areas where they were supposed to struggle the most. And that's what makes this so unsettling, because if the numbers are telling the truth, Ferrari may have been playing a long game all along. What if Monaco wasn't just a lucky break, but a carefully timed unveiling of their true pace? The question now isn't whether they were fast, it's whether this is the real Ferrari we'll see for the rest of the season. And if that's the case, the rest of the grid might be in serious trouble. But to understand just how shocking this is, we need to go back and look at the story so far. Ferrari's 2025 season hasn't exactly been smooth. In fact, it's been anything but predictable. One weekend, they show flashes of brilliance. The next, they're slipping backwards through the field. Fans have watched with hope, then frustration, as the team struggled to keep things consistent. The car, the SF25, was quickly labelled as flawed, especially in one crucial area: slow-speed corners. That's where it always fell apart. Poor grip, trouble getting heat into the tyres, and exits that lacked punch. On circuits that demand precision at lower speeds, Ferrari just couldn't keep up. That's why Monaco was never expected to be their moment. And then there's Charles Leclerc. No one knows the heartbreak of Monaco better than him. Year after year, it's been a curse. Pole positions lost, mechanical failures, crashes, and dreams crushed on the very streets he grew up on. Every time he came close, something went wrong. The weight of that history has been heavy. So when he came into this weekend, many assumed it would be another chapter in a painful story. But this time, it felt different. But just when everyone thought they knew how this story would go, the numbers told a completely different tale. The telemetry from Friday and Saturday didn't just surprise, it flipped everything we thought we knew about Ferrari's weaknesses. In the exact places where the SF25 was supposed to struggle the most, tight technical corners like Turn 6 at Mirabeau, Turn 8 at Portier, and Turn 12 at La Rascasse, Ferrari wasn't just keeping up. They were gaining time, real time. Sector data showed Leclerc carving through these corners like the car was made for them. It wasn't twitchy, it wasn't fighting for traction. It was composed, confident, and shockingly fast. And when you compare the deltas, those small time differences that tell the true story, Ferrari was gapping teams like McLaren and even Red Bull, especially in Sector 3, the most demanding part of the lap. That's where other drivers tend to lift, play it safe, avoid mistakes. But not Leclerc. He pushed harder, and the car responded with perfect balance. The throttle traces showed smooth power delivery. Steering input was minimal, no wild corrections, no desperate saves. The SF25 wasn't being tamed. It was finally working exactly as it should. For the first time all season, it looked like Ferrari had solved the puzzle, and you could feel it in the way Leclerc was driving. There was no hesitation, no second guessing. Every move he made showed pure confidence. Not the reckless kind, but something sharper. It was aggression with control, like he finally trusted both the car and himself. Watching his onboard tells the whole story without needing a single word. The way he hit the brakes, hard but precise. The way he got back on the throttle, smooth, committed, no backing off. This wasn't the same driver we'd seen in past Monaco weekends, haunted by bad luck and missed chances. This time, he wasn't driving scared. Monaco wasn't just another race to survive. It had become personal, like a battle he needed to win to shake off years of pain and frustration. Every corner felt like a statement. Every lap, a message. This was his home, his streets, and this time, he was in charge. For Leclerc, it wasn't about topping the timesheets. It was about proving, to everyone watching, and maybe to himself, that the past didn't define him anymore. And here's where things start to feel just a little too perfect. Ferrari didn't bring any major upgrades to Monaco. No bold new parts, no secret floor changes, nothing that stood out in the paddock. On paper, the SF25 was the same car we've seen all season. And yet it behaved like something completely different. That's what makes people start to wonder. Was this really just a case of the car finally clicking? Or was it something more calculated? What if Ferrari had been planning this all along? Think about it. Monaco is one of the few tracks where outright power doesn't matter as much, where track position is everything, and where slow-speed performance decides the result. What if Ferrari built their setup philosophy to peak here? What if the underwhelming performances earlier in the season weren't just failures, but intentional? Could they have been hiding something, sandbagging their true pace, and waiting for the perfect moment to strike? Because this wasn't a slow build-up, this was a sudden explosion. Out of nowhere, they weren't just competitive, they were dominant. And if that was the plan all along, it's genius. Quietly preparing in the shadows, then unleashing their full potential on the one weekend where it matters most. If Ferrari's SF25 can perform this well at Monaco, it raises some big questions about what might come next. Monaco is one of the trickiest tracks, but it's also unique in many ways. So, what about other circuits like Singapore or Hungary? Both are technical, demanding tracks that share some similarities with Monaco when it comes to slow corners and tyre management. If Ferrari has really found a setup truth, a way to make the car work better in these kinds of conditions, then this isn't just a one-time fluke. It could be the start of something much bigger. Suddenly, Red Bull's dominance at the top of the field doesn't seem so guaranteed anymore. If Ferrari can keep solving the problems that have held them back, especially issues like tyre degradation and poor corner exits, they might turn this strong performance into a serious threat across the whole season. One good weekend turns into two, then three, and before you know it, Ferrari could be back in the fight for wins and even the championship. What seemed like a frustrating and disappointing year so far might just be the calm before a storm. But even with all this excitement and hope, there's still a lingering doubt. Is what we saw in Monaco just a perfect storm? A rare combination of conditions, luck, and a track that happens to suit the SF25's quirks? Or is this really the moment when the beast finally wakes up? That question hangs over the paddock like a shadow, because if this pace is truly real and not just a one-off, then every other team should be more than worried. They should be terrified. Ferrari could be on the brink of changing everything about this season, and if that's true, the battles on track are about to become even more intense and unpredictable. The next races will tell the story, but right now, the tension is as high as ever. So, what do you think? Did Ferrari just reveal their true hand, showing us what the SF25 is really capable of? Or are we all being fooled by one magical weekend that might never come again? If those laps gave you chills like they did for me, go ahead and smash that like button to let me know you're feeling the excitement too. And don't forget to subscribe to Formula Fury so you never miss a single twist or turn in this wild and unpredictable 2025 season. I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me, is this the real Ferrari we've all been waiting for? Or is it just Monaco doing what Monaco always does?